That's funny. He's having a closing where the seller last name is McLaughlin, the buyer last name is McLaughlin, the lawyer last name is McLaughlin, and
the banker's last name is McLaughlin.
Imagine, and then he just happened to have yeah.
There's so many of these damn people running around this island, all named McLaughlin, or everybody's got the same name. Are you doing the intro this time?
No, you did.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
You sure? Mm-hmm. Welcome to the second half of April and the latest version of MyRealTalk with
Kiara McLaughlin
and Roger Southam. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, what are we covering this time?
We have some exciting closings coming up.
I believe we do, yeah, that's true. We can also hit on Airbnb and what great work we're doing with that, which is spectacular. We've had an interesting little issue come up on one of the stratas we manage, and I think it's worth just touching on relationship and living cheek by jowl in a strata and the implications and what that all means. And there's a couple of different bits on that. So, closings. We've got some fun things happening, haven't we? It's going to be a big month.
I'm so happy to have this closing finally.
I know. We've got 3 all going on. We had one very interesting one, which is a commercial building, where we've got the owner or the owners have a strata set up, have a bank account set up, but the kind of strata has been casually run, I think would be the nice way to do it. So not only are we organising the closing, but we're also backfilling the strata records, which is the purchaser is friendly with one of the other owners. So this is all working together with everybody. But it's quite fun in having to do a bit of a jigsaw, I would describe it. But this is where we go the extra mile, because what we're offering into the deal is if there's bits that are needed to get records right, or help on bank accounts, or help on sorting out strata records, strata setup, accounts, whatever it might be. We're happy to put the time and energy into that and help people to get the best out of their deals.
Yeah, so I can't really talk much on this sale for this apartment/condo. Sorry, I had condo in my brain and saying apartment. Anyways.
I know, it's tricky.
And I mean, we did everything in our power to try and get everyone in this strata on board.
Oh my gosh.
And it got to the point where everyone was like, oh, this property is just not gonna sell. Yeah. And look at now, 2 weeks away from closing.
Yeah, I know, super exciting.
Yeah, I can't share more details on the property until it has officially closed, but when that time comes.
But it is an interesting case study of strata, relationship, and how buying into something, you've got to know what you're buying into, I think would be the answer of that, and the responsibilities that go with us. Which bring to the other strata that I wanted to talk about, where we're managing a building, I would describe it middle part of the island, I think, rather than name it. And we've had a couple of instances in the past that I thought were all sorted, where 2 of the owners, their renters, clearly don't get on with each other. I think that's a nice way to put it, but clearly don't get on with each other. So one is accusing the other of stealing water, of stealing electricity, believe it or not.
No, I believe it.
And have reported them to the police and done all sorts. So the strata management can often involve as much coaching and relationship management as it does about property management, and trying to keep the peace and trying to keep everybody happy and trying to keep everything running along smoothly is...
A broken strata is something that you just do not want.
No, absolutely.
No matter how much you dislike your neighbor or don't want to speak to them, you don't want to have a broken strata, because once people stop paying, stop communicating, don't know what's happening with the insurance, then it turns into mayhem.
And the problems are not just the living problems. It's actually the impact and the effect on investment value, on saleability, on someone else coming in, and it can be an absolute nightmare. But the interesting thing with stratas is it's the same the world over. So don't think this is unique to Cayman by any stretch of the imagination, because all form of communal living for want of a better description, where you've got blocks of apartments, or you've got rows of houses, or whatever it is, wherever there's joint responsibility for maintenance and repairs, you've got a different mindset of each of the owners. And you only got to think about yourselves and how you live and how you want to get on to see how relevant this is.
Yeah.
Because you and your partner, you might be very tidy, your partner might be very messy. And it's that same thing with strata. So one person might want it to be gold plated, another person might want to spend as little as possible. But unless you can understand where everyone is coming from and appreciate where everyone is coming from and want to work to make it as good as it could be or should be. We had a great instant, didn't we, at an EGM with one strata where we'd said, don't put anything outside of your front doors or outside of the canal side, ocean side. And then one of the owners said, oh, I can't see a problem if there's the odd thing that's just outside. I think that's okay. So we sat back and you said, okay, now let's just see how everybody else feels about that, and we'll light the touch paper and retire. And at that point it just erupted, and one person was, I don't want anything outside, no, it should be tidy, no, why, I can't see any reason why we can't have our boats, we can't have this, we can't have that. And within 2 seconds everybody was coming up with different perspectives on what should be outside the property. And that's how life is. But there's a lot of advantages in stratas if you can get it well run and well managed, because if you live in a house of its own little plot, and your next door neighbour is repairing lots of vehicles, is doing lots of maintenance, is very messy and very untidy, and you're obsessively tidy, that could be equally as bad, but you've got no control over them. Whereas in a strata, you can actually have some rules and regulations and get everybody working together. So there's pros and cons in both directions. So neither is probably better and neither is probably worse. But there is more control in the strata, but you've got to understand what you're going into.
So now with the Airbnbs, great stuff on Airbnbs. We have some new properties coming up to the market. I think clients and people in general are realizing the benefits of having Airbnb in your property. Yeah. It does bring in good
income.
Yeah.
Good income.
And the 5-star ratings that we've been getting is absolutely amazing.
So far, we've had nothing less than 5-star rating, which I'm so proud of. It's just awesome. The dressing of the rooms, the presentation, going the extra mile. So we had some guests in last night, which was so cool, and they had a delay on their flight. We were staying in touch with them, we were communicating, and met them late in the evening when they got in, and they were just super happy with a little gift basket.
So we make that very big difference. Even like the personal touches, like Roger said, like the gift baskets, a lot of people don't go the extra mile because I guess it's just...
But it's like any service. So you can get service, but you know when someone really cares.
Yeah.
And that's the fundamental difference. And it's like, if you go into a restaurant and someone comes up and takes your order, puts the food down, gives you the bill, you pay the bill, and she goes. They've done what is required of them as a waitress or waiter. Mm-hmm. But someone comes in, they smile at you, they greet you by name,
how are you today?
Yeah, they're a bit of
just
fun.
Those little things, yeah.
They realise when your water's run down, just all those extra bits that you go, damn, we've had good service.
And then it makes you want to leave a tip. Like, it's like...
Absolutely.
No, we need to leave something for this person because they just made our whole experience that much greater. And and that's what we do.
Yeah, so it's been really good. Really good. And we've got some super properties coming through.
Yeah, it's so funny.
A couple more.
So if you are interested in putting your property up for Airbnb, the only thing is you'll have to double check. If your strata community allows you to do short-term rentals, I would say Airbnb is definitely the way to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's a challenge for people who are on island and needing to rent, of course, because the more properties that go Airbnb reduces the rental population. But in terms of return you're going to get, because the hotel pricing is so good, the island is booming from a tourist point of view, and it's running right the way through the year now. There's no kind of differentiation on what's happening. And if you've got good Airbnb managers, then what you will generally find is that you're going to be getting the same as your rental if you were only occupied for somewhere about 10 to 15 days of the month. You get up to close on 30 days a month and you are absolutely killing it.
You know what's amazing about it too is you have constant turnovers. So you constantly have new people coming in, not wearing and tearing your furniture. We go in after every person leaves, which gives us the opportunity to look for any leaks, any damages. We are constantly aware. Yeah, so there's a lot of pros to Airbnbs.
But I think not everybody actually goes in after their Airbnb bookings. I think some are relying on cleaners just to go in and clean,
Yeah.
so you're then abdicating, whereas we are attending and dealing and handling.
We're there.
So we like to think we're a little bit different.
Yeah.
A little bit special.
We even had someone reach out to us that was Airbnb in the same complex, and
Yeah.
yeah, they just realized that it was too much work for them to handle, and I guess they just weren't up to it. So they reached out to some amazing property managers over here.
There you go.
I think that's it.
That's it.
I think so.
Right. Do you want to talk about what we're doing next time? Do we know what we're doing next time? Without further ado, enjoy the rest of the month, and we will see you at the beginning of May.
Yeah, I hope you had an amazing Easter. Beaches are packed.
Our beaches were packed.
Yeah.
Everywhere was packed.
Yeah.
I got sunburn on a boat.
Welcome to the Cayman Islands.
I know.